Hello, this video is going out on Christmas Day, so I could be more festive. Give me 1 second. Okay, now we're festive. I've got tinsel, I've got a light up Santa necklace. You can't tell that it's lighting up, but I promise you it is. And what more do you want for Christmas? What more do you want? You've got your shiny tinsel, you've got your light up Santas. This is actually a wreath, but I haven't got a wall, so it's a halo for now. Now, this is my big budget Christmas special because I spent money on the necklace and the tinsel. But also, I was at Spotlight the other week, or the other month. I can't really remember. The thing about Spotlight is once you've walked out, it's like you were never there. Except you've got stuff that you bought at Spotlight. But did you buy that at Spotlight, or did someone just hand it to you in a car park? Who can say? Anyway, I bought this. It was on clearance, so I thought we'd give it a go. It is the Mindful Creations, says down there, Mindful. Joyful, for Christmas, joyful. Create your own snow dome. Difference between a snow dome and a snow globe is this doesn't have any liquid in it. So you can shake it if you want to. No one's going to stop you. But the snow is not going to swirl and do that snow globey thing. It's just probably going to go thwack because gravity. So it's 3 little wooden houses and some fake snow. And you're not really probably going to be able to see this because it is... They've made the festive decision to do this on ice blue in white. So it's probably not going to show up. But there is a little diagram on the back of everything we get in the kit, which is obviously the dome, a paintbrush, glue, bag of fake snow, a row of those little paint pots, you know, the ones from craft kits. I'm doing that because you dip your brush into it. I don't need to explain. You know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Don't tell me. And 3 little wooden house shapes. So you decorate your houses, stick them in a plastic dome with some snow, and you are then festive. So I'm going to go and open this and we'll see what's inside, and then I will have a bit of a think about how I'm going to decorate my tiny little flat houses. I've gone with a blue background for ice and snow. The forecast for Christmas Day here in Melbourne is 35, so very appropriate. And I don't know that I can slip this off. Hang on. There it goes. It just needed a little bit of determination. That was very smooth, and there wasn't even an edit because I got that cardboard sleeve off in one go. We don't need to talk about it further. So, what's in the box? Oops, there we go. No tape on this, which is good because I always forget to bring scissors. Okay, we've got some basic information that says don't set fire to it, don't get it in your eyes, hair, don't inhale anything. This is good. And also the Poison Centre hotline, which is comforting. We've got some cardboard or some frilly paper packaging. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to reach in under that because I don't particularly want to have that loose in my general area. So I'll get everything out of the box. Is this ASMR? I can never tell. And something's in there. Okay, so we'll get rid of the box now. Put the box away. There we go. Smooth as silk. So there's my dome. Presumably some instructions. The paint, the glue, fake snow, 5 grams of fake snow. Look at that. It is definitely fake because it hasn't melted. And a, okay, we've got a little, oh, my viewfinder's upside down, bear with me. So we've got this which says, be patient and trust your journey on the back, which is very profound for a quick little Christmas craft. Now, presumably, look, I'm going to get rid of the Poisons Information hotline. You're on your own. This contains 3 wooden shapes and a paintbrush. Now, I have my doubts about the paintbrush because I never trust paintbrushes in these kits. They tend to be a little bit, let me put that the right way up. It's the right way up for me, it wasn't the right way up for you. I'm all about the visual interest. What was I saying? Paintbrushes. They tend to be a bit rubbish in these kits. Oh, no, it might be all right. So there's the paintbrush. Get that a little bit closer. It's fine, but I've actually not prepared well enough to be able to bring them immediately into shot. But I do have my little tiny paintbrushes, which I will be using instead because this is already bent and splitting. I don't know that I can get that in shot for you. There we go. It's not very well in shot, but you can see that it's already bent and a bit rubbish. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'll use that for glue or something. And I've got my tiny fine detail brushes here because I'm just that fancy. Oh, the houses. We should get the houses out and have a look at them before we proceed. Oh, they're so small and cute. So they are just plain wooden I'm getting them on my hand. I'm not just going to describe them and leave it to your imagination. Get that in the light. There we go. So they're just little wooden houses, obviously two-dimensional. Well, three-dimensional technically. I know there's going to be someone who's going to correct me on that. But effectively flat. And these are going to sit... Why has this got a dimple in it? Do you think that's supposed to have a dimple? I don't know if you can see, but there's a dimple in that. I wonder if I can poke the dimple. I can poke the dimple, but then it just collapses again. All right, so the dimple's going to be at the back. So these will... Oh, wow. That smells like it's already got glue in it. It doesn't. It's quite a thin plastic, but it's okay because we're not getting this in our eyes, hair, or inhaling it, so it's going to be fine. So I'm going to read the instructions, which are presumably these. But before I do that, I want to test the paint because I'm fancy like that. So what I have somewhere, I'm not organised enough to have it again to hand. I did set it up. Just, there might be, oh, I'm pretty sure I bought it in. Hang on. Told you. So the paints in these kits can be variable. That is proper glue. Oh, they're calling that PVA. That's not PVA, look. That's already, unless it's dried in the tube. Let me check. I will check the paint. No, it looks like it's all right. That's not PVA. Doesn't smell like PVA. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not PVA. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I shouldn't have inhaled that. It said in the instructions. Anyway, it's glue that should stick things, so that's all we're interested in. Right, now the brushes is what I was talking about. So I've got this because I had to order 2 15 by 15 squares of wood for a project that I did, which I didn't talk about on the channel because it wasn't interesting enough. But I could only order it in sets of 10. So I've got quite a lot of these, which is quite handy. But I'm just going to see what this paint is like. I might zoom in a little bit so you can join me on my paint testing journey. Look at that, we're so close. Here's the paint pots. Now sometimes these work brilliantly. Sometimes it's great paint and sometimes it's not great paint. So I'm just going to have a little, get that in shot while I try and open it without spilling paint everywhere, which is... I'm just going to try and open this without spilling paint. I'm not very good at these little tiny pots. So let me just easily and without any drama open this. Oh, it's not going well. There we go. Oh, it looks like it might be all right. So I just want to test this paint to see... Is it in shot? There we go. Just to see what kind of coverage and how it works. Oh, that was a blop. I meant to do that. It's artistic. Yeah, it's a little bit thin. But I think it's probably going to be okay. It's not brilliant, but this is not going to be an heirloom piece, so it's probably going to be okay. So that should be okay. I'm just going to read the instructions. I've just put a brush in my mouth. Bear with me. Read safety instructions and first aid before you begin. Absolutely. Paint your desired designs onto the wooden shapes. Allow the paint to dry for 30 minutes. Apply glue to the bottom of each wooden shape and attach them to the inside of the snow dome base, thusly. Add fake snow and secure the base closed and enjoy your beautiful snow dome. It insists that I enjoy my beautiful snow dome. Now, I'm not going to go particularly wild with these. I am probably going to stick mostly to this sort of simplified design, just a little hint of colour. I am going to use just the red and the green, I think, because that is festive. But now I am going to get started, so I will get that out of the way. And we will do a little bit of painting. This is actually quite small. So this is actually, I'm recording this about, I'm just rinsing my brush after all, about 3 weeks after I did the intro, because it occurred to me not long after I had recorded the intro that my reading glasses were no longer good for reading. So I did wait till I had some more reading glasses where I could actually see what I'm doing. And I still can't promise that these are going to be in any way tidy or acceptable. Where's my little tiny, very fine brush? You're quite big. I don't think you're welcome at the moment. You will do. You have a lot to add to the conversation and you are teeny tiny. So we will go with that. So I am basically just going to copy. It's December. I don't particularly want to do much in the way of thinking because that's not what we do in December, is it? I'm going to get my head in the way, I think, but it should be okay. We don't have to do any thinking now until February. That is the law. That's the rule, that's the law. We can hang up our brains for the festive season and just enjoy mince pies, which I do enjoy. I don't know what the general consensus is on mince pies. I'm shocked and appalled to hear that some people do not like them. But they are one of the highlights of the season for me. I also like Christmas pudding, which I've recently found out is quite contentious, and a lot of people cannot stand a Christmas pudding, and a fruitcake. I like a fruitcake. I think what I like is spiced fruit things. I like fruit that has got spices in or on it. And I think it's good to know yourself in that way, you know? Not entirely sure what that's... Maybe it's a door or the doorstep. I don't know. Coverage. This paint is terrible. It's just not very, very opaque. I think it's also soaking into the wood a little bit because it's unfinished wood. But it's fine. It doesn't matter. This is not an heirloom piece. We're just dabbling around with some paint and some glue that I should not have sniffed. And just, you know, having a good time, you know? Actually, what I'm going to do is do this whole roof in green, just because I think it would be a little bit less fiddly. It's just a bit of fun at the end of the year, playing with my paintbrushes. Because I don't play with my paintbrushes nearly as often as I would like to. I simply don't have the time or the space at the moment. Everything's very full of things, which I am working on, and in the new year I will definitely be working on it, because that's what you do in a new year, isn't it? You work on it, apparently. I don't have any resolutions. Do you have any resolutions? Let me know if you have any resolutions. I never stick to them, so I don't bother making them. I used to make heaps. But because, like, by the end of January, I just think, actually, I have done none of these things. I have not formed a single healthy habit this year. Maybe next year. But if you do have any, I'd like to hear them. This is somebody who lives here who has very, very broad window frames. They've got the money. They've got the money for that sort of behaviour. Oh, that's particularly messy. Never mind. It's going to be covered in snow in a minute. Oh, that's terrible. That's really bad. And never mind. Never mind. I'll put that one on the inside side. Nobody will see it. Oh, that's a bit tidier. This is my teeny tiny brush, which I forgot that I was using and used the other one. It's a bit better. It takes a bit longer though. But oh, this is a mindful creation. I'm supposed to be being mindful. I'm very mindful right now. Unbelievably mindful. That's terrible. Okay, I'm going to put a green roof on this one just to distract. Just to distract from the window frames. You can see why I don't often show you things that I've painted, can't you? It's just the teeny tiny work. I'm more of a big brush strokes kind of person. That's sort of forming a bit of a shingle shower. I can't maintain that. I'm basically copying the box at this point, except for the dots. The box has got little dots on it, and I'm just not going to do that. I don't have a steady enough hand to do that. So we'll just tidy up this green one a little bit. Oh, I think it might be beyond tidy, but I'll put this little border on it anyway. If anybody asks, I can always claim I did this when I was in primary school. I mean, I'm having a nice time. It's not tidy, but I'm having a nice time. So what I've just remembered is, if you look at the snow globe there, you can see there the dots that I'm not doing because I can't be bothered. And I've realised that that's going to be visible front and back, so I need to do something on the other side of these. And what I am going to do is just paint them a flat colour. So that way I'm going to get two effects. I'm going to let that one dry off a little bit. And this one I'm going to paint red. This one I shall paint green, and then I'll do the other one red when the front's dry. So that's because I'm lazy. I'm just going to let these dry for a little bit longer before I do that. And then I will come back to you. I'm not going to expect you to watch me paint the backs of little wooden houses. I mean, if you wanted to, we could arrange something. But in the meantime, I'm just going to let these dry, and then I'm going to flip them over and paint the backs. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's actually raining at the moment, so it's nice to be inside, because normally I record my videos outside. So it's nice to be inside, taking advantage of having a roof. Speaking of roofs, here are my houses. It's a tenuous link, we're going to run with it. So this is the decorated side, obviously, for want of a better word, and then we have the flat colours on the other side. So now my task is to take this lid, or this base, for the dome globe. What are they calling this? Dome. So this is the dome. This is the base of the dome, And I've got to stick these houses in there in such a way that I can still get the dome to connect to itself and screw in. And I'm going to do that with this glue that claims to be PVA, but absolutely isn't. I'm just going to have a quick read of that. Hang on. I can barely read that. That's white text on blue. Oh, it contains PVA, but it is not PVA. So, I don't know how well this is going to show up because the camera angle is not brilliant for this. And I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole holding of things in place for, I think, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Hold each shape in place until the glue dries completely. Oh, I'm not going to make you watch me do that. You've got places to be. So I'm going to start with the tall one, though. And start it maybe there. I'm going to make sure that this one is towards this one here. Is towards the back, because it's not good. It's not great. So we'll start with this tall one. I'm just putting the glue on to the base, as you're supposed to. Come on, out you come. Come on. More than that, or any would be good. Just let me have a quick squeeze on my work surface here. There we go. And get back in shot. And then, oh wow, this is not exciting glue. I'm just going to see if there's a seal that I'm supposed to have punctured, because sometimes I forget. Okay, so there was a seal in there, but it was kind of, there was glue on top of the seal as well, so it was a bit confusing. I think this should work now. I'm not going to make any major promises, but it should work. There we go. Oh god, oh my good gravy. That's gone really well. It's fine, I'll wipe it off on the cloth. There we go. It's fine. It's all good. No one's ever going to know. Oh no, I think I've stuck myself to myself. No, I'm okay. This is, oh wow. Oh no. Okay, alright. What I might do is just a pool of glue. That's better, isn't it? A pool of glue. Rather than trying to be precise here, we'll just pop on a little pool of glue there. Oh, wow. Everything, I'm going to stick to myself. I'm going to stick to this. It's all fine. It's all good. Okay, hold this in place till it dries. How long's that going to take? I've got things to do. You've got things to do. Okay, I'll be back. Look, I'll be back when I've stuck more houses in. I'm going to see if I can hold 3 at once. I'm going to go for the record. Oh, no, this was a bad idea. It's worth noting that I feel very mindful right now. I can't say I'm having a good time, but I'm certainly having a time. I've glued my fingers together. And possibly I've glued myself to this wooden... No, there we go. Oh. Yeah, that's not PVA. I just want it noted that this house at the back, the red one here, is being very well behaved. And is standing up all by itself. I'm very proud. It's multiple locations for this video. I promised you a big budget Christmas extravaganza, and here you are. So, it's the next day, and I'm outside for a slightly different camera angle, because this would have looked weird from above. So I held these in place for about, I'm not joking, 30 minutes. I was able to get to a point where I could do it one-handed because they were stable enough, so I could watch YouTube, which passed the time. They are a little bit sort of closer together than they should be, probably, but I wanted to make sure that I could get the dome over the top. And they are also wildly off-center. But I don't want to fix that because I don't want to sit here for another half hour waiting for the glue to set. So the glue is dry. They are definitely secure. I'm not in shot. My viewfinder's upside down again, you can tell. What I'm going to do is try something that's not mentioned in the instructions. I'm going to go rogue. I'm going to do my own thing, because what I have is some actual real PVA that is PVA, and I'm going to paint a little bit of that on top of the houses so that when I put the snow in, it's possible, it might happen, that the snow will sit a little bit on top of the houses for an interesting snowy effect. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to give it a red hot go. So I'm just going to paint a little bit of PVA. This is actual PVA. This is not whatever's in this kit, which is very not PVA. I genuinely don't know if this is going to do anything, but I think it's worth a shot, you know? I think it's worth trying. So we'll just put a little bit on top of the chimneys. I'm not going to do the window frames. That's a step too far. But we'll do the whole roof. Why not? So once I've got this on, I'm going to let it get a little bit tacky and then do the snow thing. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry just a little bit so it's a bit tacky. Oops, don't get glue on your globe. That's life advice for you. Don't get glue on your globe, and don't drop your glue because it bounces. Now, or do drop your glue because it bounces. So while that's getting a little bit tacky, I'm going to put some snow in my globe. I'm going to put some snow right in here. I've got 5 grams of fake snow. So I like that the wind's coming up, because I thought for a minute we weren't going to have a windy video, but that would be so off-brand. So I'm just trying to do this, there we go, smoothly, like a professional. I've opened my snow. I'm just going to, I think it's just little bits of plastic, to be fair. So I'm going to pour that into the globe. There we go, look at that. Oh, it's so festive. Oh, I feel so Christmassy. I feel so Christmassy here in summer. There is a lot of snow in Australian Christmas stuff, though. All of our greetings cards and whatnots tend to have snow in them. I don't have a pocket. Just one second while I sort out this plastic bag. There we go. So there's the snow in the globe. Not a huge amount of snow. I mean, they're not getting snowed in. It's not going to be a Hallmark movie, thankfully. So now, the moment has come. And I'm going to actually zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. It's good, again, that the wind is here. So I'm going to screw this in. That greenhouse was a little bit loose, so we'll see how that goes. Right, and I cannot get that. There's that dip, but I can't get that out of the way. I probably could if I tried a bit harder. So are you ready? Are you ready for the magic? It's going to be Christmassy. I want you to brace yourself. And snow dome. Lovely. Sort of. It's all a bit stuck to the sides, but that's okay. And there is a little bit sticking to the house. I might turn it and flip it again in a second just to get a bit more on the roofs. Yet another location. No expense spared. I've had all of this shipped in. This is normally just a brick wall. Here is my snow dome. So I don't have a Lazy Susan or anything to sort of spin it round on professionally. So I'm just going to do it on my hand, manually, like Grandma used to. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's cute. It's probably not the tidiest thing I've ever done, but I'm happy with it. The houses, I think, would have been better a little bit more spread out horizontally. And I think that they were when I initially placed them. It's just that while the glue was drying, it was real slippery and everything kind of shifted around a bit. So the houses are sitting where the houses want to sit, and that's entirely up to them. I'm all about freedom of choice for small wooden houses. So yeah, it was fun. If I was making this kit for production, and I'm not, but I could if I felt like it, which I don't, I would actually have done it with some really heavy-duty double-sided tape for this bit at the bottom, rather than that really hard to get on with glue where I stuck my fingers together, which, to be fair, I probably should have known was going to happen. I mean, they do assume that it will be an adult using the kit, so fair enough. But I think it would just be easier if you just had a really strong double-sided sticker to put in there. The snow would stick to it, of course, once you put the snow in, but it's not a snow globe, it's a snow dome, so it doesn't really matter if there's glue stuck to the bottom. But that's about my only quibble with it. It's otherwise worked exactly as advertised, and, oh, magpie. And if you run your finger over the snow that's stuck to the side, look, I don't know if that's picking up on camera, the snow shoots off. I think that's static electricity. I don't know. Somebody will tell me in the comments. But that's going to keep me endlessly entertained. That's all it takes. And I'm just like, ooh, sciencey. Anyway, I'm pleased with it. It's cute. I could not get this dimple here. I don't know if it's showing up. There it is, look. Dimple. I couldn't get that to not sort of be a little bit to the front or the back. I can't get it to the side. I've tried several times. I gave up. It's fine. It doesn't matter. This is, as I said, this is not an heirloom piece. But that is all I have for you this week. I hope you had a nice time watching me assemble my what is it? Mindful Creations Joyful Make Your Own Snow Dome kit. Didn't even have to write that on the wall. I had fun doing it. I would do a tidier job if I did it again. I don't know why I'm shaking it. Nothing's going to happen. It's not a snow globe. It's a snow dome. But I'm going to continue to shake it just for visual interest. Hi, colour and movement. That's what we go for. So anyway, I hope you're having a lovely festive season if you're celebrating. If you're not celebrating, I hope you're having a lovely end of the year. I hope whatever's happening is lovely. And I hope that you are braced and ready for 2025 because it is coming. There is nothing we can do about it. It will be here very soon. I'm sure it's probably going to be fine. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. One more shake, colour and movement.